So in this question, there's some number that's being split three ways to x, y, and z, and our job is just to figure out which of those is the greatest. Now, if you've been practicing ratio tables, which I teach in my book, you don't actually need pen and paper for this question. In fact, you could probably just take one glance at these statements, pick C, and move on to the next question. But if you're watching this video, that probably means that you haven't been practicing ratio tables. So let's explore that right after the intro. So the first statement here just gives us the ratio of x to y, but it doesn't mention z, so we couldn't possibly answer the question. Eliminate the answer choices that claim that statement 1 is sufficient on its own. So A and D are gone, we're down to B, C, E. Now statement 2 gives us a ratio of x to z, but doesn't mention y. So for the same reason, statement 2 is not sufficient on its own, and we can eliminate B. We're down to just two answer choices now, C or E. So here's how the ratio table would work. We'd have x to y to z. For the first ratio, we'd fill in x to y is 3 to 5. And then for the second ratio, we'd fill in x to z is 2 to 1. Now the problem that we have with this table is that on the one hand, we're representing x using 3 ratio units, and on the other hand, we're representing the same x using 2 ratio units. So we're being inconsistent in our ratio table, and the way to fix that would be to expand both of those ratios by different factors so that x is represented by the same number of ratio units in both cases. Now, since the least common multiple of 3 and 2 is 6, I would suggest that we use 6 ratio units to represent x. In order to do that, we'd have to expand the first ratio by a factor of 2 and the second ratio by a factor of 3. So if we do that, we end up with x to y to z is 6 to 10 to 3, and now we can clearly see that y is the biggest, and therefore the correct answer is C. If you found this video useful, go to quantreasoning.com for a lot more where that came from. You should also click that like button and let me know in the comments below what you'd like me to make future videos about. And of course, if you haven't yet subscribed, go ahead and do that and click that bell below so you get notified about future videos. See you next time.